Good evening, folks. Today is January the 3rd, and this is the Big Show with Jasco. Doesn't really matter what you put online about yourself, because the most important thing you'll ever do is organize your own thoughts and evenly distribute them about your business. So having a business and a concept based on principles is a thing that people like to strive for. However, to mend a business and its principles or its systems is a null and void receipt if the leadership cannot fix themselves. So, what does all that mumbo jumbo mean? I think for today, I discovered about myself that in my goals, I ate 2 meals paleo, and I ran 6 miles and did my pull-ups and my push-ups, and I did weigh in heavier today. I weighed in this morning at 228, and that may there she is. There she is. She said sausage isn't paleo. Okay, so I put sausage in my eggs today, and it wasn't turkey sausage, it was sausage. That's a choice I made, not to eat bread, so I made a substitution with sausage. Well, not that I'm substituting sausage for all the instances where I would eat bread. What is it with you? Just let a man, anytime a man strives for a goal, just wait for your woman in your corner to be over there. If you're doing good, she's going to be at the party. She's going to be at every single party situation. If you're doing bad, she's going to be kind of like, joining everybody else and scolding you. So, that's just how life works. I don't care what kind of woman you think you got. When you put a ring on that woman's finger, shit, fucking lights out. You're gonna have to answer to a higher standard, which is good, because however you get to a higher standard in life by setting you make change in life by setting a higher standard. They were who we thought they were. Okay. I read this book today from start to finish, these stories of American folklore. And one statement I've made about myself is that I value stories and value the idea of being a raconteur, which is my favorite writer, John Milius. I heard the word first describe him, and I thought, that's rad, because I want to be like John Milius in some ways. In other ways, not so much. I'd like to be relaxed and not walk around like Walter Sobchak on The Big Lebowski. That's a bit of a stereotype, and it's not really fair, but anyway. Yes, I'm feeling good. I had a good workout today. I think I put out this week. I put a lot of work in the gym, and that's kind of a beginning to meeting goals. For those of you who are also my fellow goal monsters out there, where are my goal monsters at? Right now, the only person listening to this is good old Steve Cohen. But sorry about that, Steve. I just called you out. Eventually, I'm going to have some of the most renowned guests in the world coming on the Big Show with Jasco. It'll be in probably a little more than 10 minutes a day. But starting something, right? Doesn't have to be perfect to get started, but you got to get started to get perfect. So a little bit of progress every single day is how you do it, right, sweetheart? Mm-hmm. Again, crickets. Crickets from where you're supposed to get your support. Anyways, at least she's got a chicken bacon in there, so she kind of knows her wifely duties, at least to some degree. I guess some challenges I ran into today were my own thoughts. It's easy to let other people sort of censor the thoughts that I put out. Anybody who creates a new reality for themselves is going to have to answer to a new standard, right? New thoughts. So when I say to you, I am greatness, or I am an American legend, right? There's always this kind of chorus of the familiar that says, no, you're not. You're fucking Jason Chambers from Richardson, Texas, and I remember when you ate your booger in the 2nd grade. Well, that is a story. It's also part of the legend, the time I ate a booger when I was in the second grade. But to really identify, a new path, to create sort of a new sigil for oneself, for me, I've had to cut little snippets of myself off. Meaning, so if I had an ex-girlfriend that I got adulation for, that I got praise from, I had to cut that off. If a place where I used to get validation for myself was at a church where people could pat me on the back and be like, oh, thank you, brother, you're such a great guy, we really appreciate your presence, I may have to start stirring some shit up and be like, hey, I'm not the guy who's going to make sure that we have cookies every single day with coffee. I'm actually a dude who's got dreams. And to not answer those dreams and to supplement that with being the guy who everybody can depend on to bring fucking cookies to the AA meeting may not be the right thing. That's what I'm suggesting. So another thing too is while I cut these little snippets off of myself, little parts of myself that were no longer necessary. So if I have a friend on Facebook that I thought, like, I've asked myself as I go through my Facebook list, like, who is actually my friend and do I know for a fact talk shit about me behind my back? I ask myself then, who are the people that I'm going to keep in my life? Are they the people that I really value, that I love, that I like spending time about, or are they the people that I tolerate because I work with them? Now, there's always going to be that camp of people that we tolerate. I don't care how perfect the job is. If you're in a job, you're great. If you're on the movie set and you got the friggin' thing green lit, you're going to have some dude who got shoved down your throat by whoever, and you're going to have to deal with dude, right? So learning how to do that, I think, is a really important part of life. And I know for me, I've tried to, as best I can, call my friends friends, but there's no friends in a business. It's up to me. It's my responsibility to cover my own ass, make sure that my properties are in order. For example, my songwriting, make sure my songwriting is in order and that all of my copyright stuff is up. Make sure that I've got tabs on every single thing I'm working on so that I don't have to be like, hey, what'd you do? I got to make sure I cover my own ass. If I'm too busy trying to cover other people's ass, then what am I doing? I'm not really growing. I'm not going to be in a place where I can feel proud of my contributions to the world. And what else is there but our own contributions to the world? The graveyard is the richest cavern of wealth on the planet, because there lie all the great dreams of every human that's ever lived. And those dreams many times go buried instead of seeing the light of day, giving birth. So the big show with Jasco is really kind of about day to day, making a decision to say, you want a juice? Not to be like saying, I'm not going to be held prisoner by the fact that my kid gets a juice during the middle of my show and say, like, oh, I would do my video blog. I know it's something I've always wanted to do, and I wanted to share the experiences I'm having with other people so I can maybe help other people stay sober or help other people kind of guide their path through life, work their steps to full recovery so they can have kind of the full and rich life that they've always wanted. I would do that, but I got my family, my wife, my old lady, I hear that stuff from people who are in their 50s and 60s, like, well, my kids or my wife, or like, hey man, there's a bus out of town that leaves every single day. You don't like what you're doing, you can get out of Dodge. You don't like the people you're with, you can create new circumstances. You don't have to be the first person at the wedding setting up chairs. You don't have to be the person who makes sure to drive your drunk friends home every single day. You don't have to be the person who makes sure that your alcoholic brother or sister doesn't crash in a car. You have to have the love and patience to understand that there is a power greater than everything that controls it. So for me, it's just kind of about one day at a time making a decision that I'm going to do the most important things for my life, my vision, and my mission, right? Empower others and promote courage through my words and presence, right? Empower others, promote courage through my words and presence, creating a community of health, wealth, stability, and creativity in the American Southwest. That's my vision and my, kind of injected into that mission. So I know day to day that I am using my songwriting, using my storytelling, using my presence, my words, to use to forward that mission. And whether there are 1 or a million listening to this, there is power in the individual. And I know that to be true. This is The Big Show with Jasco, and you're welcome.